Welcome again to the Old Principle. I am the Old Principle, and we have this 老校长的英文节目. And so I think you're going to enjoy it. This is a story from my life, a very funny experience that I want to tell you about. So we will look and see that the number is 2 unlucky turkeys. Looks like I got 2 turkeys. You know what a turkey is? 火鸡. Okay? And this is 2 unlucky. 他们的运气这个运气不好一点都不幸运. Okay. So, with that, listen to the story as Connie reads it to you.
Story 217, 2 Unlucky Turkeys. One afternoon, 2 unusual visitors came to our home, 2 plump turkeys. Thanksgiving Day was just around the corner, and traditionally, all across America, people would be eating turkey. We were surprised to see 2 live turkeys because by this time of year, the only turkeys we knew about were in the supermarket, dead and prepared to eat. About 2 miles from our house was a turkey farm. Apparently, these turkeys knew that their days were numbered, so they escaped. For a while, they experienced the delights of total freedom with no fences to restrict their liberty. But when they strayed into our backyard, we said to ourselves, if we can convince these turkeys to stay, maybe we won't have to buy a turkey for Thanksgiving Day. My brother and I were designated as official turkey herders. That is, we needed to keep those turkeys from wandering away. But as nightfall approached, the turkeys began looking for a tree to fly up into. Birds prefer to roost in high places to protect themselves from their enemies. Our walnut tree had a lower branch that was very enticing, but try as they may, they were too plump to fly up into the tree. We solved their problem by finding a long board leading up to the lowest branch. The 2 birds finally climbed up the board to settle in the tree. Once they were in the tree, we relaxed and went into the house. In the middle of the night, while I slept, Dad and Uncle Keith went out to get the turkeys, only to discover that they had somehow managed to get up to a very high branch. It was not easy to wrestle those unsuspecting birds back to the ground. By the next morning, we discovered that our 2 visitors were also planning to grace our Thanksgiving table.
Welcome back. Here we go. Number 217, 2 unlucky turkeys. One afternoon, 2 unusual visitors came to our home. 2 plump turkeys. Now, one afternoon, 2 unusual visitors came. Okay. 不同寻常的客人啊。So it's not 不很寻常的. They didn't usually come, these visitors, and they were plump turkeys. Plump. What does plump mean? Plump means fat, 胖, 胖. Now, sometimes when we're talking with people, we don't like to use the word fat. Fat sounds bad. So we use what we call in English euphemistically careful words. Euphemism is a better sounding word. 听起来比较好. Euphemism. So, when I say 2 plump turkeys, of course, I'm meaning 2 fat turkeys. But when you're talking to people, about people, 你是讲到别人的时候, don't use the word fat. Not well. It's not well. You can say a little overweight or plump. There are several different ways of doing it. Going on. Thanksgiving Day was just around the corner, and traditionally all people across America would be eating turkey. 感恩节, which is always the last Thursday in November. 11月最后一个星期四. The last Thursday in November is what we call Thanksgiving Day, 感恩节. And Thanksgiving Day, of course, comes from the history, the early history of America. But in America, when you get to Thanksgiving Day, traditionally, okay, you have people across America would be eating turkeys. 他们要吃火鸡. When I was young, I ate many turkeys. It's true. Going on. We were surprised to see 2 live turkeys. 活生生的这个火鸡. I mean, they're live turkeys. And because at this time of year, okay, 一年这时候, okay, 这个季节, what happens? The only turkeys we knew about were in the supermarket, dead and prepared to eat. The only turkeys we knew 已经在超级市场怎么样啊？已经杀了，已经准备人家要烤吃. Okay, going on. About 2 miles from our house was a turkey farm. Now remember, in some of the other stories, I explained that we lived close to a university, 一个大学. And actually it was a 农立大学. It was an agricultural college, now very famous, Oregon State University. And so you had the cattle barns, okay? And then the sheep barns and the pig barns. These all are different animal husbandry. They were studying pigs, 猪 and cattle, 牛 and sheep, 羊, and they were studying sheep. I mean, not sheep, turkeys. Okay, and the turkey farm, the university turkey farm, was only 2 miles from our house. 在中间有一个小小的山呢, but very close to our house, 2 miles, 3公里多. Going on. Apparently, the turkeys knew that their days were numbered, so they escaped. I wrote it this way because 好像他们知道 their days are numbered. What does it mean their days are numbered? That means they know that they cannot live too long. Their days are numbered. So maybe these 2 turkeys were smart. Maybe they knew that their days were numbered, so they escaped. 他们就逃跑了. So these 2 turkeys. Okay. For a while, they experienced the delights of freedom with no fences to restrict their liberty. Nice English, but let's take a look at this. For a while, they experienced 体验. And sometimes experience 是经历, but here is 体验, maybe it's a little bit better. For a while, they experienced the delights of total freedom. 他们已经体验完全自由的乐趣。Okay, 乐趣 delights 乐趣。Okay, the delights of total freedom 完全自由。Okay, with no fences 没有篱笆。Nothing to restrict 是限制他们的自由。Okay, you've got two freedoms here. Liberty, freedom. Freedom, liberty. Okay, both of them meaning 自由, freedom. Okay, going on. But when they strayed into our backyard, we said to ourselves, when it says they strayed, that means they wandered. That means 他们有一点是流浪了. Okay, they're just wandering around, going here and there. But they say they came to our backyard. 我们的后院子里. We said to ourselves, obviously, what's coming up? Thanksgiving is coming up. So immediately we began thinking, these are live turkeys. Maybe we could eat them. So there's what we were saying to ourselves. Next. If we can convince these turkeys to stay, that is, stay in our backyard, maybe we won't have to buy a turkey for Thanksgiving Day. 或许我们不要为了感恩节而买火鸡. So we're already thinking, we're looking at the turkeys and we're saying, yeah, good idea. Now, my brother and I were the designated official turkey herders. Okay, my brother and I, 我跟我的弟弟, okay, designated, so we were chosen, designated, chosen, 被选出来 as the official, 正式 official turkey herders. Now, you know what a herder is? Normally we think of 牧羊人 is a shepherd. Okay, herders is 牧人. So in this case, we were the official, chosen, designated turkey herders. That is, we were the 火鸡牧人. And our flock was 两只. 我们的 flock, 我们的一群. Okay, just 2 turkeys. That is, we needed to keep the turkeys from wandering away. So the important thing was don't let the turkeys wander over somewhere else. So my brother and I, we stayed at a distance, but we just, every time that they wanted to go somewhere, we just kind of stood out there and just kind of like, okay, no, 挡住他们的路. We stood in their way. We didn't let them continue going. We did not want them to wander away. Okay? 我们不要, okay, we needed to keep the turkeys from wandering. 不让他们的流浪跑到别的地方去. As nightfall approached, the turkeys began looking for a tree to fly up into. As nightfall approached, that means that as the nighttime was coming, okay, 已经是黄昏的时候, the turkeys began looking for a tree to fly up into. Now, trust me, I'm not so sure about these turkeys. They were too fat, plump, remember? Okay, and so as nighttime approached, 快黄昏的时候, the turkeys began looking for a tree to fly up into. Why would they want to fly up into a tree? Because then they would be safe. 他们会很安全的过一个晚上. The higher you can go, the better, the safer. Okay? Going on. Birds prefer to roost in high places to protect themselves from their enemies. Okay? Birds prefer to roost. 栖息在一个高的地方啊. Roost means to rest or to sleep. Usually they like to sleep. So they just choose a place up high and they just stand there. They don't, see, we lay down on beds, right? But a bird doesn't usually lay down, they roost. Okay, they're standing there asleep. And this is called roosting. And it says here, they prefer high places, 宁愿 roost 在 high places, 高的地方, 为了要保护自己, okay, from their 敌人, okay, 他们的敌人. Go ahead. Now, a walnut tree had a lower branch that was very enticing. Okay, a walnut tree, 核桃树, and it had a lower branch, a low branch that was very enticing. 很有吸引力, very enticing. But try as they may, they were too plump and they could not fly up there. Try as they may, which means they tried many times, but they just could not fly up into the tree. Now, this is a problem. I'm sure that the turkeys were getting nervous. Going on. We solved their problem by finding a long board leading up to the tree. So we put this long board and it was leading up to the tree. 很长的一块木板, 木头, very long. And so it was up there in the tree and the birds could just walk up the board and get into the tree. Okay? So we solved their problem by finding a long board to lead up into the lowest branch, 最低的树枝, this long branch going on. The two birds finally got the hint. For a while, I thought the birds, come on, get smart. We're making this a provision for you. Okay, the two birds finally climbed up in the board to settle in the trees. 安家在这个树上. Okay. Okay. Once they were up in the tree, already up in the tree, we could relax. My brother and I were the turkey herders. Okay, and so now we could relax. The birds were up in the tree. We knew that they would not go anywhere that night. So we took the board down. So they were up in the tree. The birds finally climbed up, settled in the tree. Once they were in the tree, we relaxed and went in to the house. In the middle of the night, while I slept, okay, and my brother slept also, go ahead. My dad and Uncle Keith, 我的叔叔, Uncle Keith, 和我的爸爸, they went out to get the turkeys. Now remember, there was this long branch. And my dad and Uncle Keith were planning to find the turkeys on the long branch, and they could just reach up there and grab them. Only to discover, 到那时候才发现 that the turkeys had somehow managed to get up to a very high branch. I don't know how they did it. Very strange. But somehow they flew higher and higher and higher. A very high branch. So my dad and uncle had to go up the tree, climb the tree, which they were not planning on doing, and to go get the turkeys going on. It was not easy to wrestle the unsuspecting, birds back to the ground. Two words here. First of all, wrestle. Normally, wrestle means 摔跤, but in this case, it means to struggle, to 用力. And you can say wrestle, struggle, to get the birds to the ground. Unsuspecting. What does unsuspecting mean? It means that they were not aware, 他们根本都不知道 that something was happening. They didn't suspect. 他们一点都不怀疑会出一些事情. But it was not easy to wrestle the unsuspecting birds back to the ground. By the next morning, we discovered that our two visitors were also planning to grace our Thanksgiving table. Okay? By the next morning, 第二天早上, we discovered, because the next day was, 感恩节, so we didn't buy a turkey. We had live turkeys come to our house. So our two visitors, 我们两个客人, this is the two turkeys, we're also planning 也有计划 grace our table. What does it mean to grace our table at Thanksgiving Day? Okay, 感恩节的桌子 that means to, in this case, 祝福, to bless, or to make us happy on Thanksgiving Day by being on our table. Of course, those two turkeys became lunch for us, Thanksgiving Day lunch. Thanksgiving Day, the meal is usually at lunchtime. It's not at supper time. In fact, in our house on Thanksgiving Day, we had the big meal at noon, often had guests,亲戚, relatives, and so on. But in the evening, a very simple meal. Well, that's all that we have for this lesson. Two unlucky turkeys escaped from the turkey farm. They wandered how many miles? 2 miles. Okay, 3公里多. And they ended up in our house. And finally, we were able to catch them, and they became, I was going to say turkey soup. Well, they became baked turkey for Thanksgiving Day. Another story from our life, my life, and I thought it was interesting. I'll never forget the experience. We do have an email address, theoldprinciple@gmail.com. We have a website. The website is www.theoldprinciple.org. It's been interesting and fun sharing with you my own personal experience this time. And I hope that you'll join us next time for another interesting story. Bring a friend, and we'll see you then.